Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. I just wanted to make a quick video to introduce you to the last week, or to wrap up the last week and wrap up the class. It seems like everybody's probably really sad. I mean, I'm sad that the class has come to an end. I love teaching these literature classes, and I think this class has been especially fun. And it's been really fun to meet everybody in the discussion forums, and really fun to read these great pieces of literature and discuss them with you and share some of this great works with you. I think we had so many great discussions. I wish this class could just keep continuing, and then you can get like another 3 credits for it. We'll just wrap it into the next semester. But we have to end class at some point, so this is our last week for the class. But we've read a lot of really good stuff in here, I think. Let me shut this real quick. I have it opened. You know, we looked at some really good pieces of fiction, I think. We talked about, we read Sorrowful Woman and Story of an Hour, and then we read the A&P, and we read so many good things. Battle Royale, and then we read that strange story by Flannery O'Connor, Good Country People, and then we did the literary analysis, a Yellow Wallpaper, and Chrysanthemum. So many great pieces. And then when we went into poetry, we read lots of different interesting poems related to speakers and tone, and then we looked at symbolism and irony in poetry, sort of studying the differences in the genres and the differences in the way the poems operate. And we looked at sound and rhythm, and everybody's favorite assignment was the meter assignment, where you got to scan your own meter poem. And we looked at poetry forms, and we talked a lot about the sonnet, and we had really good discussions about modern sonnets as well as some of the older Shakespearean sonnets. And we did the literary comparison, which I'm still in the process of getting some of those back. I will get those back this week, though. And then you got to write a really good poem, which I think was really people's favorite assignment of the semester. Write an ekphrastic poem about a piece of artwork that you like. And then we moved into drama, and we talked about, we read Trifles and The Worker and Rodeo, some really good short one-act plays. And then we read The Full Importance of Being Earnest Text, which hopefully everybody liked. It seems like some people found it difficult, and that were illuminated in some ways by the film. And we had the comparison to the film and the critique of the film that people wrote a couple weeks ago, or 2 weeks ago. I think Importance of Being Earnest is a really great play, and it's a good one to read, so I am glad that we read it, even though it may have been challenging. It's funny, it's hilarious, and Oscar Wilde is really witty. And this week, we're just going to kind of do a mix of different things. We have some films I'm going to have you watch. I'm going to have you watch several short films and think about just film as a genre. And these are kind of odd but interesting artistic type films. The Next Floor is kind of disturbing and gross, and The Valise is kind of funny. Valse is kind of funny. And then I'm also having you read some mixed genre work. 2 of these are from my favorite website, which I think everybody should always read. It's McSweeney's Internet Tendency, which publishes a lot of sort of avant-garde type work, which is work that sort of defies genre, or that art that for art's sake, so it creates its own form. And I would consider these to be sort of, well, maybe Retail Therapy is really a good example of avant-garde type work, you know, work that creates its own structure and its own form and has its own art. Comic Sans is really just kind of a vulgar monologue, not unlike Rodeo, but it's from the perspective of a font, which is kind of interesting. Comic Sans, which everybody thinks doesn't take seriously. And then we have a couple sections from a graphic novel by Satrapi, The Veil and the Bicycle, which are both really interesting. And it's nice to think about graphic novels as a genre, as well as these sort of avant-garde pieces, and the Comic Sans dramatic monologue, and these videos here. I can see some people already posted up here. So definitely, I have a question in here about the films, and I have a question in here about the mixed genre work, and the final journal is a reflection on the class. So I want you to consider all the work we've done. What are some of the things that you've liked? What are the things that you haven't liked as much? And just to kind of give me an idea of the class and what you enjoyed and what you didn't enjoy. I also put an optional forum in here, an ungraded final reflection forum, where you can share with your classmates. If you want to sort of have an open discussion with your classmates about things you liked or didn't like, you can do that. You don't have to post in that forum, but you're certainly welcome to. And so that's kind of how we're wrapping up the class, with just considering genres outside of these 4 major genres that we've looked at all semester: fiction, poetry, drama, and film, and thinking about some of the different ways that they've operated. But hopefully it's given you a chance to read some interesting work and to have some good discussions. I know it's an end here. It's an end to the class here. But like T.S. Eliot says, in my end is my beginning, right? So when we get to the ends of some things, we're often entering into new things. And so this doesn't have to be the end of your study of literature. Of course, that should be a lifelong pursuit, and hopefully this will encourage you or inspire you to read plenty of more poems, plenty of more drama. Think about the things that interested you and other ways you can go. If you're interested, send me an email. I have lots of suggestions of places you can read. If you're not sure what you want to read, send me an email, tell me what you like, and I'll give you several suggestions. But you should always keep reading, I think. I mean, that's what I do. It's just, I always have something going, 1 or 2, and it's good to have a novel going and 1 or 2 collections of poems. I'd encourage you to read some collections of poems. I think it helps make you more well-rounded, gives you better ideas of the world and different perspectives. And it's interesting, it keeps you sharp and keeps you engaged. But so that's it for this week. Hopefully you've enjoyed the class. Feel free to email me anytime. I know you've been students in here, but I consider you all sort of friends, literary friends that we've made along here. So that's it for me, and do make sure that you fill out the evaluations for the class, because I'll use those to give some feedback. And also go through, if you've missed anything, make sure you post those. So that's it, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.